Have you ever wondered, what can I do to help with the movement for legalization of cannabis? Well, in part 5, Bryan gives his take on what we, the general public, can do to help to push and fight for the legalization of this amazing plant. What do you think we, as the general public, those who are watching, myself included, what do you think we can do to help to push forward the reclassification, declassification of cannabis and push it towards full legalization?
I think one of the biggest things is to keep pressure on our lawmakers. I'm doing what I can through the court system. I'm just one person. I can only put so much pressure on my lawmakers. But if we get thousands of people calling into their senators and their representatives and start demanding, saying, hey, look, there's all this evidence here. Right now, the polls show that over 90% of people support medical access to cannabis. And if we start just putting that pressure on the lawmakers, eventually they're going to cave and they're going to do something about this. We're seeing more and more of that already.
Right.
The political climate has changed vastly, even among, especially within the medical system itself. More and more medical providers are actually starting to recognize the value of cannabis and starting to push for this. As you mentioned earlier, Sanjay Gupta from CNN, or
Right.
just now with Dr. Oz
Right.
coming out in favor of more research with medical cannabis. I mean, the political climate has changed, and we just need to keep pushing that. We need to keep pressure on lawmakers to do the right thing, and we need to be educating people.
Get ourselves educated, that way we can help to educate people.
Exactly.
So that's why we're here at info.thc doing interviews like this one here, trying to provide the right information. Because there's a lot of junk out there on the web. There's not a lot of valid resources that people can reach out to readily. So I appreciate you sitting down with us today and helping us to be able to provide some real good information to the public.
And that, like you said, my website, harmonysych.org, there's the patient information section there. I've got links to a lot of good resources. The very first link in there will actually take you to the paper that I had published in the Nurse Practitioner Journal.
Wonderful. Okay.
So, and they actually left it full text. I think it's the first time in a peer-reviewed journal that anything has actually come out and said that cannabis is effective for treating something.
Right.
I came out and I even kind of went beyond that. I said cannabis is effective for treating PTSD, even if there are other underlying psychiatric or medical conditions.
Right.
It's the only thing that's really effective for treating all the different symptom clusters of PTSD.
So that article was trailblazing, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
And I mean, other articles you'll find that they'll say things like, well, cannabis may be effective for treating such and such a symptom, but we need more research and we're worried about the psychoactive effects. And I just wasn't willing to go there. With the number of patients that I have worked with and seen this benefit, I can't go back and say that it may be effective when I know it absolutely is effective. And it's safer than any of the pharmaceuticals that we have to offer.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to wrap this up. Is there anything that you want the general public to know? Anything specific that you'd like to tell the people?
Well, keep faith. We're going to get through this. Jeff Sessions does not have that absolute authority to stop medical cannabis, and we're going to be pushing past him and making sure that this happens. Keep pressure on your legislators. And not just your legislators, let other people know, people around you. Don't be afraid to come out of the closet and support cannabis. There's been such a stigma about this for so long, for nearly a century now, that we've got to overcome that stigma. We've got to have people who are willing to speak the truth.
There we go.
That's what anybody can do.
All right. Well, Bryan, thank you so much for joining us
Quite
here at
welcome.
info.thc. Thanks for checking out this 5-part series that we did with our friend Bryan Krumm. We had a great time sitting down, chit-chatting, and getting a lot of good information out of him. We'll see you guys next time right here at info.thc.